Judicator, the Zerg are in disarray. Moloch must have succeeded.
And yet he is nowhere to be found.
We have searched the catacombs, but have found no signs of him. It pains me to say this, but I believe he is lost.
He died in a decisive strike for his homeworld. I believe he would take comfort in that.
As do I, but he leaves much work unfinished. Those Protoss we battled bore the mark of Scion.
Nanoth Tyradu. I still struggle to believe that such an honored hero could have been anything but.
The stories of his heroism are a fabrication. Tyradun allied himself with Judicator Severak during some of our darkest days.
What precisely did this Severak do?
According to my predecessor, Loriok, Severak unearthed ancient Zelnaga technology, two powerful orbs he called the Eyes of the Zelnaga.
The Eyes? They are a myth used to frighten Kalai children.
Ah, alas, they are very real, and they should strike fear into the heart of every Protoss.
It is said they can steal Protoss away from the Kala?
They possess the power to warp both flesh and mind. They do not just steal Protoss from the Kala. They take away all that you were, are, or ever will be. Whatever their original purpose, the Eyes are now a perversion of the Ancients' works. An experiment gone terribly wrong, perhaps. Severak used the Eyes to turn his subjects into slaves, hollow skins devoid of any will of their own. He called them pure, but Loriok called them abominations.
Why did you and Moloch simply not tell me these things from the beginning? So much tragedy could have been avoided.
Believe me, Judicator, I weep for our deception. Our kind has a long history with the Judicators, little of it good. Shortly after Moloch first met you, the Archon joined your party, and Moloch could only see two possibilities at hand. You were either in league with him, or under his thrall. For your safety and ours, he did not believe he could trust you with the truth.
So he bade his time and said nothing until it was too late.
Unfortunately, yes.
Your hesitation cost the lives of hundreds of Protoss, including Korun and Nurok. They were like my own sons, Krillian. I can never forgive you and Moloch for their loss.
After this battle is over, I shall accept your judgment, Judicator, whatever it may be. For now, we have more pressing matters to attend to.
These hollow-skin abominations. How can we defeat them?
I once told you that I carry Loriok's journal, but dared not open it.
I remember that bit of melodrama, yes.
It was not an exaggeration. Loriok's journal is no mere book. It is a psionic memory crystal imbued with the emotions of its author. Given the horrors he witnessed, opening it presents true danger to the mind of any Protoss that uses it. To defeat these horrors, however, I now believe there is no other choice. I must attempt it, or all shall be lost.
Very well. Do what you must. I shall hope for your success and safe return. Some of you may remember a time when purity was still an ideal which the wise and the worthy worked to achieve. Can you remember a time when it was our state of being? Do any of you recall the image of perfection we sought to attain? Or even its shadow? Or are you among those who are now willfully blind to it? We live in a time when impurity is not only tolerated, not only accepted, but is in fact celebrated. by those who wear their imperfections with pride. Corruption and impurity have settled over us like a dark cloud, so pervasive and ubiquitous that many not only know no difference, but cannot even conceive there was anything greater than this banal existence we share right now. We, the Protoss, children of the Xel'Naga, were born with great purpose. How far we have fallen from what we once were. Long ago, our creators saw purity when they gazed upon us. They alone had the vision and knowledge to recognize purity, and they taught us well. Once, with their vision, we knew what purity was, but now we have forgotten. We have fallen from that ideal and degenerated, and continue to degenerate, to bring ourselves closer and closer to base and mindless vermin, and thereby defile the vision and memories of the Xel'Naga and our forebears. Is that all that we are? Should we grunt and gibber and crawl through the filth and the muck until none who look upon us could ever imagine that we were a great people, let alone pure? Or shall we look, truly look, at ourselves and see ourselves as the Xel'Naga once did? The eyes of the Xel'Naga shall help us see again. Their bright gaze will cut through the ever-present dark cloud that permeates our souls, and expunge even the slightest impurity. Impurity seen will soon be impurity destroyed. Beneath the bright and shining gaze of the eyes of the Xel'Naga, our people will be cleansed. We shall be restored to our rightful state. The Xel'Naga's vision of perfection. The time draws near. Prepare yourselves. Entaro Adun, children of the Conclave. Are you ready to confess your sins and embrace redemption?
You are mad, Severak. The only sin I see is the genocide you have brought upon our brothers. Your acolytes have been captured and will soon face justice. Your reign of terror is over. Surrender now.
I have already surrendered, Japok. Like you and the other members of the Conclave, I once waged a tireless war on our own people. Our schemes and machinations driving out the very things that once made us great. No more. Our purity has been tainted, but the taint can be expunged. We can be redeemed. Our fallen brothers shall be born anew, free of their sins. Purity awaits. It is time to open your eyes.
The eyes! You monster! How dare you profane their sacrifice with this puppetry? This ends now, with my blade in your throat and your heart in my hand. Tyrador, Kaldaris, to the left eye. Mawak, Nanath, the right. Loriak, stand with me against Severak.
The color President destroyed. Stands this power.
service.
Onward to battle. Ever and strong. Stands against the power. Ever and strong. Stands against the power. Onward to battle. Stands against the power.
Behold the power of the eyes. The stones themselves rise against you. Your corruption will be cleansed. That is but the first of my servants, Chapok. Surrender and be purified. I will cleanse our people, starting with you.
Stands against the power.
To be purified, you must be washed clean.
Is that blood?
Everyone, to high ground. What madness is this? The dead rise against us.
Stands against the power. Onward to battle. Never and destroy. Onward to battle. Never and destroy. Stands against the power. Never and destroy.
Die and rise in my service. Can you not see that your fate is written?
Stands against the power. Never and destroy.
Rise, statue, and serve me. Your corruption will be cleansed.
Stands against the power.
Zerrak has opened the fountains again. Retreat to high ground.
Why do you resist, Chapok? Soon your bones will lie here as well. Chapok, your comrades call to you. Join them and be purified.
Stands against the power. Never and destroy. Stands against the power. Onward to battle. Entire doom. Never and destroy. Onward to battle. Never and destroy. Stands against the power. Never and destroy.
Die and rise in my service.
Onward to battle. For Antioch. Stands against the power. Never and destroy. Onward to battle. Stands against the power. Never and destroy. Stands against
but we shall soon come to your aid.
I think not. Tyler.
Yes, Master. No! Traitor! It is you who are the traitor, Japok. The pettiness and corruption of your conclave have destroyed our noble race. The time for your penance has come.
Your treachery ends now!
What are you doing?
What I must.
No! Samarak, we will have words with you. Sentiment has always been my greatest weakness.
I understand your actions. None of them Tyradin were your friends and students.
Is an eternity of prison truly more lenient than execution?
Who can say? Perhaps, given time, Nanoth will retake dominance and join us once more in the light.
Perhaps so. Regardless, we have other matters to address.
The eyes begin to stir.
Yes. I suppose it should be little surprise that our Maker's works exceed our abilities to destroy them.
What will you do?
Bury them. I will hide the first, and you the second. But first, I plan to make use of them.
Make use?
Yes. No matter the care we take, we must accept that they could one day fall into the wrong hands.
And how will using them prevent this?
It will not. But we may prepare ourselves. I will use the eyes to create a weapon to stand against them.
But they cannot be destroyed.
No, but they can be disabled as we saw. Perhaps next time at a lesser cost. It will require the power of the eyes themselves, as well as the power of our High Templar. And the Dark Templar.
The Dark Templar? This is heresy. And how could you hope to contact them?
Loriok, my friend, this is why I called upon you. I fear I must ask you a hard thing. It is done.
And so my exile begins. I will take these and the eyes to locations known only to myself. When the time comes, I will pass on the knowledge to my successor.
It is a heavy burden I place upon you. These secrets cannot be held by the High Templar. There is too much bickering here. Too much politics.
What will you do?
Withdraw to my hermitage. Away from the Kala. I will take my secrets to the grave. I cannot risk their recording.
And Taro Adun, old friend. And farewell.
Then Taro Adun.
The second eye. Loriok hid it on a world he called Umbra.
Umbra? I know of it. A dead moon on the outer reaches that was on the list of worlds to be surveyed by Coronis' expeditionary force. We must go at once.
Wait, there is more. Japok also prepared a weapon to defend against the eyes. Loriok placed them on a world with no name. I can take us there.
The attack by Nanoth Tyradun's forces has greatly weakened us. We cannot mount expeditions to both places and still defend New Antioch.
Then I suggest we seek out Japok's weapon first. We shall need it should we face the second eye.
Very well. Lead the way.